Wow. Thank you for that. So thank you, Julio. Now we have Persia. Come on up, guys.
Yay!
Follow that. Persia and VainHein. No.
Oh, I was gonna sit under.
Only if it's a performance.
Always.
Hey, girl.
Hey, you're looking fabulous as always.
Likewise, girl. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm sweating and good Lord, I'm gonna pretend I'm in a drag show. So how is everyone doing? Oh, that was good. But again, how is everyone doing tonight? Okay, I feel a little less nervous. Here, girl.
You
Oh, sorry.
are so wonderful, and I love that I get to speak with you right now. And I remember when you guys released that video. I think Sancha sent it to me, and it only had a couple views, and I'm like, this is gonna blow up. This is brilliant. This is amazing. So I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about that process of how you all decided to make this.
Well, I mean, you had this idea, and you came to Daddy's Plastic, and you were like, I really need to make this happen, and can you help me make it happen? And we were like, hell yes. I mean, it was probably, to this day, is the most exciting thing I've ever worked on. Just because it was so more than myself, and just I think we didn't realize how big, we just had no expectations, but we just knew that it needed to happen, and so.
Yeah, I'm just a simple drag queen, and I don't know much about things. So I was going through a really rough time in my drag home, this old bar, many of you know. It was called Esta Noche. It was on the verge of losing its entertainment license because they couldn't afford. Anyway, it's a complicated, stupid story. And so I felt, my drag home, it's being taken away from me. I had been performing there for 5+ years, and then while that was happening, our landlord was trying to evict us, my boyfriend at the time, and he was just leaving notes under our door all the time, just harassing us. And then he decided he was just gonna increase our rent by 15%, which I really didn't know much about, rent control and the laws behind it and all that. And so I got, educated. Educated on that and figured out my rights. And so that was going on. And then also our friend Sancha, she was couch surfing because she couldn't afford a place in the city. You were being evicted. And then our friend Tyler was also going through some stuff. So it was just, everything was happening all at once. And it was just so hard to have your multiple jobs because you have to if you are not wealthy, or if you're not wealthy, you have to hustle. And then on top of that, you want to do your art. So you're doing all these things to try to survive, and then more things get piled on. And so I was just going through such a rough time. And after seeing them, Daddy's Plastic, perform at the Eagle one night, I just got so inspired because they were so good. It was they did new songs. There's 3 new songs. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I could sing, but I can't, but it's okay. Thank God for technology. See, we don't hate technology. Technology is your best friend. It's just the greed behind it. And so then after seeing them perform, I was just I went on my phone and I was just writing everything that was just coming to mind. And then once they were done, I went up to them. I was like, pardon my language, but I was like, bitches, you're gonna help me write this goddamn fucking song. Because I am tired, everyone's pissed at me, everyone in Esta Noche is mad at me. It's just, everything is going on, and you guys are gonna help me do this. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do this. In a few days,
I think we sat down all together and wrote and produced it all in one night. Wow. And then, what was it, a week later, we recorded it?
Okay, so we got together on a Friday, And then we got together again on like a few hours on a Monday. Then we recorded it on Wednesday, and then we performed it at the fundraiser at Esta Noche
Yes.
that Friday. So
And
we
then
literally in a week.
How long was it between that and then when we shot the video? It was very quick.
About a month or
Yeah.
so, yeah. And that was also like an hour and like a filming or something,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we only
Something.
had-
Yeah, Sloan,
She filmed it.
she filmed it, yay. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, we only had this studio for like literally an hour, and they were like, "Okay, here you go." And we're like, "Oh God, we got to do this."
And then you came up with the whole thing, and it
Well,
was-
and I think the funny thing is like how the video was like edited and everything was using literally these technologies that were like kind of or like that we're critiquing a bit. Like I use like the street map vision and I'm just scanning through it and I'm just screen grabbing everything. And then there's a part where like we're tagging you in a pic, and so I uploaded a green picture to Facebook as like a green screen, and then like tried to tag you in it, and then like took that, keyed out the green, and so I'm just like using these
very
technologies to like actually make this video. And so it's just like a really interesting and ironic process.
yeah, it was crazy. And then we premiered it during what, 20? No, it was no, that was Stop Being Poor. That was the second single.
It's all too much, I can't remember.
So we premiered it during the weekend of Pride, and then we made it live July 1st of 2013, and we really didn't think anything of it. And then a few days later, it was crazy.
So how has the drag community been reacting to it? Do you feel like you're getting support around it or not? I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, it's been mixed.
Yeah.
Because I went from just being a drag queen to being now a political queen. And because a lot of folks want to stay away from the political part of it. I mean, I don't call myself political. I never sought that. We did this project because of what we were going through. But a lot of folks, because of it, I've lost many jobs because of it. Because they're like, oh no, she's a political queen. We don't want to mess with that. You don't mix entertainment with politics. And so, but it's been fine. I've been fine, so don't worry. But I feel that it's been really, even now, still like. And so I've done a few things where I throw in Google Apps, and I've been, after I get out, they're like, oh, those angry political queens, and they try to laugh it off. But yeah, it's been really interesting. How about for you?
Same.
Do you think part of that lens that tries to label you as political is rooted in white supremacy?
Well, it's interesting because we thought we were going to get all this backlash when the video came out, but it took 6 months. 6 months, and I was getting emails left and right. It was in like late December. Maybe maybe the holidays brought it out in people, but we were being called reverse racists. And first of all, this video is not about white people. Let's get that straight. When we say, I just wanna be white, it's looking at our own communities and critiquing ourselves, because I know growing up in a Mexican household, I was the darkest. And so I was, quote, the ugly one, because what? I was the darkest. And I mean, I grew up in South Central LA, and my neighbors were African American, and also they're like, oh, you're blue-black, so you're ugly. Or like, so different communities experience different things. And so I try not to think about that, because that's not my that's not my problem or anything. But it was just really interesting how towards like 6 months later we called reverse racist and all this stuff. So it's been interesting.
I mean, it's been a huge learning process for me. I mean, being predominantly white and white passing, and I learned a lot about myself and a lot about this community that I grew up in that I didn't realize I had all these things ingrained in myself and that I had racist thoughts, you know? And this was just like the hugest like growing experience for me, and I had to face a lot of things that I was not comfortable with. And I think that's what a lot of people, a lot of white people, they get like sort of like defensive when they're called racist or they are called out. But I think people really legitimately like need to like look at themselves and be like, no, wait, you are part of this system, and you're thinking and saying these things that you may not like be choosing to say, but were like really ingrained in you. And so, yeah, that's why I just feel blessed to be having like being a supporting role in this, and like.
I really liked that part. I just want to be white. Like I just couldn't stop laughing about it because I felt like you were.
It's really.
You were touching on internalized racism, assimilation, people putting, that power that white folks can have like over on a pedestal and just making it super clear in this really hilarious way. Like I really like
Yeah,
that.
we just had to like do it campy and.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to make it fun. I was like, I'm not doing this song if it's not dancey. So there.
Great.